Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Got a bunch of Steam news and updates to go over in this video. Portal is getting a huge free mod in Portal the Revolution, awaited for quite a while. We'll talk about that. One of the worst PC games of the year, games in general, I should say, because the PC version isn't even out yet. The Walking Dead Destinies looks like it's a contender for worst game of the year, alongside Rise of Kong, alongside the Lord of the Rings Golem. Quite humorous that we have a tier for these terrible games now. And Starfield, while I don't think most people would put it in the tier of the worst games of the year, it certainly is, and I actually quite liked it. It is kind of falling on Steam in terms of its Steam reception. I'll talk about that briefly at the end of this video. But first of all, let's start off with some good news. Portal Revolution, a huge free mod, the Portal mod you've been waiting for. Delve into a new story with original characters spanning over 8 hours of gameplay and featuring over 40 new challenging test chambers which make use of new mechanics. This is a massive mod, and Portal Revolution is a fan-made mod from Portal 2, which plays before the events of Portal 2 in the dead and decaying Aperture facility. Over 40 new puzzles, the campaign contains 40 brand new puzzles making use of new test elements and presents existing mechanics in a new way not seen in Portal 2. Resurrected pneumatic diversity event element, new laser cube variant, over 15 puzzles using only the blue portal gun. Difficulty notes of Portal Revolution's puzzle difficulty starts where Portal 2 stops, but fear not, all new mechanics and advanced portal tricks are taught to you. We have ensured that through vigorous playtesting that every player can solve the puzzles. Although very few chambers require portals to be fired mid-air, no puzzles require advanced tricky movement. Depending on your experience with Portal 2 mechanics, you can expect about 5 to 7 hours of playtime. Set in between Portal and Portal 2, Portal Revolution tells a brand new story using new characters. You play as a text subject who is awoken by a personality sphere called Sterling and join his mission to find a powerful device capable of restoring Aperture to its former glory. Portal Revolution uses a modified version of Portal 2 Community Edition engine, which is a custom version of the Counter-Strike Go source engine branch using licensed source code provided by Valve Software. This allowed us to introduce many mechanics and improvements to the engine to create an experience which would be impossible in Portal 2. System requirements are noted. It should be easy for everyone to run and looks like a very, very sizable mod. It's always great to see these Valve titles, since Valve doesn't release a lot of big games in their own accord, that their breath of fresh air and new life based on the modding community. That's really been the case with a lot of Valve titles, and Portal 2 is a game that is fantastic, and I already tell you guys, I'm not crazy about puzzle games, but I feel like Portal is a game that anybody can really enjoy, with the puzzles being obviously clever and creative, but not overwhelming in my opinion either, and I feel like most people can figure it out. It's also, like, incredibly clever in how they designed the game, and obviously a puzzle game, for it to be rewarding, it kind of has to be that, but I thought Portal 2 did a great job. It's a game that most of you, I'm pretty sure, have in your library. If not, it goes on sale for literally like $2 during a Steam sale, and the autumn sale kicks off tomorrow, so like, yeah, you can pick it up for like $2. And it's probably, is it on sale right now? I don't know if it's on sale right now. I don't believe it is, but again, it should be on sale as a part of the autumn sale. That should be a no-brainer. And Portal 2 isn't on sale. It's $9.99, but again, it should be 80% off for $1.99, or even 90% off for 99 cents. So definitely go check that out if you don't have it in your library. And Portal Revolution, again, coming out early January the 5th. Moving on from that, Walking Dead Destinies. When this game was initially revealed, I was talking about like how bad that trailer looked, how bad some of the textures, the visuals looked, but with the style of game that Walking Dead Destinies was going for, being a narrative-driven game where, it was going to be driven on the choices you make throughout the game and rewriting the story of Walking Dead. Certain characters die, certain decisions are made, etc., etc., and that was the whole appeal of the game. And ultimately, you need to see that in execution from a story standpoint before you make any final judgments. But already, the visuals of the character models were so abysmal. Some of those models of, like, Rick and Shane, oh my goodness, those were bad. And then the gameplay wasn't all that great. And by the way, the same publisher attached to Walking Dead Destinies, Game Mill, they were also attached to Rise of Kong. But they also published Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2. So two of the worst games of all time in a game that was legitimately a quality sequel by all accounts. And the crazy thing about Walking Dead Destinies is obviously it's a train wreck. The gameplay isn't great, but also, the cutscenes are just like static character models, which is just wild. I get that they needed to, kind of neutralize the cost of the game based on the fact that you do have these branching pathways. But as I saw somebody mention out on Twitter, using that as an excuse, games are in fact required of effort to develop. So, it is what it is. And the gameplay itself looks comical, I would say, would be putting it lightly. It looks absolutely ridiculous, and yes, one of the worst games of the year, and I think most of us knew that it would be one of the worst games of the year. Obviously, like, no one was expecting this to be at the level of, like, a Telltale Walking Dead game. The Telltale Walking Dead game tells its own story, obviously with some characters making their appearance, but still, it's its own story. Walking Dead Destinies was trying to tell the story of the first 4 seasons of Walking Dead, but the whole gimmick was you had these choices throughout that would greatly alter how the story plays out. But when I thought about it and when they gave the idea of the game, okay, that could be pretty cool, but the issue is something like that to actually be fully realized for Walking Dead fans to enjoy has to have a significant budget attached to it. You can't, like, when you have branching pathways and stories unfolding in different ways, to actually make it feel consequential, you need a lot of differences and the story to be told well and the gameplay to be altered and so on and so forth, and that's not going to be possible with the studio that is very unknown and a game that doesn't have a significant budget attached to it. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. When it comes to stuff like that, especially when it's a story that we already know, and they were promoting this game on, like, major changes to Walking Dead. Like, you guys don't get, like, if you know about this game, you already know about Walking Dead. If you had any interest, you know about Walking Dead. Like, Shane dying or not. Like, if Shane doesn't die, that completely changes the course of the story. And, like, how they did it, from what I know, is, like, you have to choose whether or not Rick dies or Shane dies, and yeah, obviously, like, you kind of just shoehorn Shane into that slot, and it's probably, like, I would imagine that narratively, the game isn't realized how the promotion would lead people to believe it to be realized. Like, this idea that you have in your head on, oh my god, what if Shane's alive? What if Rick and Shane team up and they take on everybody? Like, that's what people think about when they have this idea of Shane living in Walking Dead, like, Rick and Shane teaming up and all this nonsense. But that's not gonna be fully realized. Like, imagine Rick, Shane, and Daryl if they were able to take on Negan. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. But, that's just not the case with Walking Dead Destinies, and Destinies only covered the first 4 seasons, but I digress. It's one of the worst games of the year, and I think most of us saw it coming a mile away, and it will be out on PC on December the 1st. I might end up getting it, like, on deep discount. Like, we're talking, like, a couple dollars at most is what I'll spend on it, just for the comedic relief, but, we'll see about that. And lastly, I do want to note, Starfield has been falling off in terms of its Steam reception. If you look at recent reviews, 6,000 reviews posted in the last 30 days, and 48% of those reviews were positive, which leaves it at mixed, and now the all-time reviews are also mixed at 69% positive, so yeah, Bethesda, to a lot of people, is washed. And I enjoyed Starfield, but not to the point where these people on social media were like, Starfield got robbed of getting nominated for Game of the Year. Like, come on, man. Starfield has some cool elements. It's got a lot of content. The space theme is cool, but the issue with a game like this is, man, you try to create all these worlds, and so many of them are so empty, and when you try to get bigger and bigger with these open worlds, or in this case, an open universe, you just start diluting the content, and I feel like with, Starfield, yes, it has your typical Bethesda game flaws. I get that, but outside of that, I really feel like the issue with expanding these games more and more, you're diluting that content even more. It's hard to maintain that quality level, and you spend how long? 12 years working on this game? Even longer than that? 8 years since Fallout 4 came out? Why don't we scale these games back a little bit so, we can release them every 5 years or something like that, or hell, maybe even quicker than that? Fallout 3 came out in 2008, followed by Elder Scrolls V Skyrim in 2011. Was that a more quality 1-2 punch of games, or did you prefer the 8 years between Fallout 4 and Starfield? Were those two better? Those games certainly, from a technical standpoint, you could say were a little bit more appealing, but I think most people would take Fallout 3 and Skyrim over Fallout 4 and Starfield all day long. It's just something to consider. I think most people would take Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 over Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda. It's like these game development windows are getting longer, but game quality is going down. How's that work? And obviously that's not true for every studio, but I also look at like a Naughty Dog, and it's true for them as well, where game development time has gotten longer, quality, outside of technical prowess has gone down. And I get it, toothpaste is out of the tube, we can't go back to the late 2000s, early 2010s, but just something to consider, and I've heard a lot of people bring up this topic, but definitely something worthwhile to talk about. But yeah, Starfield is what it is. It's going to continue to get updated. Obviously, PC performance is a bit of an issue as well, but there's a lot more issues with that. And I enjoyed my time with Starfield. I thought it was a pretty decent game. There were definitely aspects that I did not like, but I also thought there was a lot of vitriol being thrown at the game by people who didn't play it, like a lot of PlayStation guys, where the fanboy wars just get a little wild. And that's obviously nonsense, but yeah, I also think people calling for this game to be nominated for Game of the Year, I think that's just a wild take, but that'll do it for me. Again, Portal getting a major free mod in 2024, January 5th with Portal Revolution. I should say Portal 2 is getting the big mod. Walking Dead Destinies is one of the worst games of the year, and Starfield dropping to a mixed reception on Steam right now. It's still a game I would recommend you to play, and guess what? At this point, Game Pass it, and Game Pass has a lot of great stuff, so why not? But that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.